Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So last night I could not sleep. I literally woke up like at 1 o'clock and I didn't go to bed till maybe like 3 o'clock. It was insane. And so I got up and I came to the living room right here and I put on The Last Dance with the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix. And I'm just sitting there watching like a few episodes. And there was one episode, I think it was episode 2, where Scottie Pippen was in. And basically, he was kind of upset that he wasn't making a lot of money. And it was his whole thing, right? So basically, he was upset. He is number 2 in the NBA as far as skill, but he's number 6 on the team as far as pay, and he's 122 in the league. And so he was so mad, which is completely understandable, right? So he signed a 7-year, $18 million deal. And so I guess his attorneys or whatnot, they're like, hey, don't sign this deal. It's not good. And he was like, I'm going to sign it because I don't know what's going to happen. And I have so many people depending on me. So he comes from a household of 15 kids and mom, dad. I think dad had just had a stroke, or he had a stroke. And so he was wheelchair bound, bedridden. So he felt like, okay, I need to be able to take care of my family. And so he signed the contract, and after he signed the contract, the NBA, got even more successful, salaries skyrocketed, and he is, Michael Jordan's right-hand man, and he's making 120 other players are making way more than him, and he's number 2 in the league. And so as I'm watching the documentary, because you guys know I love basketball, I love sports documentaries. So as I'm watching the documentary, I'm just like, wow, this is an exact manifestation of not betting on yourself. And he even mentions it in the documentary. He said, I couldn't gamble because what if I hurt myself and I couldn't play? I have to provide. But as I was watching it, I was like, wow, the amount of risk you take in not gambling on yourself is more than financial. It's significant, right? So he didn't gamble on himself. He was kind of scared. He wanted, he just wanted to make sure he had money for his family, which is understandable. So Scottie Pippen, anyone in your family, I'm not trying to bash you at all. I'm just trying to use it as a lesson to, myself and others. When you don't bet on yourself, when you don't risk different things and gamble on yourself, your abilities, you lose out on so much. Okay? Him not gambling on himself, he didn't get a chance for that huge salary like Michael Jordan, even Dennis Rodman, right? He didn't get that. Not only that, him and the general manager clashed so much because he was so frustrated. So I'm sure other opportunities passed him by because of that situation. He didn't do the surgery in time so he can play more games. Like, it was a trickle down effect. So him not betting on himself, he ended up kind of losing out on so much. Monetarily, mentally, I'm sure it had an effect on him, and emotionally. Like, he was just, sad. He was sick. He was like, I'm not playing. You know what? Y'all play too much of my name. But I was just like, wow, like last night, or actually this morning, early in the morning, while I was watching, I was just like, wow, when you don't bet on yourself, you lose. You lose. And it's almost like when you do bet on yourself, at least you took the chance, at least right? So this video, I just want to say, you guys, do not be scared to bet on yourself. Do not be afraid. Have faith in you, have faith in your abilities, have faith that you will know it. If you lack a little confidence, go ahead and go to that mirror and you need to do some affirmations. You know what I mean? You need to ensure that you are living to the best of your ability, making choices and gambling on yourself. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Scottie Pippen. And mind you, when I was a kid, that's when Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and the Bulls were just doing their thing. So it is so interesting to see this side of it. And mind you, I seen the documentary before, but I don't know if I paid attention as much. I think I was trying to multitask and watch and stuff. So like now that I had sat down and, you know, no phone, no nothing, just watching the documentary, I was like, dang, there's so many nuggets. There's so many lessons. There's so many things. You know what I mean? And conversely with Michael Jordan, he bet on himself. Right? At the time, Adidas was like the it company, right? Nike, you know, it was growing. So he took a chance, right? He bet on himself, and now he's a billionaire. And mind you, it's not all about money. It's about freedom. And when you have financial resources, you're able to have that freedom. And so this is just a lesson, an opportunity. And like I said before, my message in this video is just bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Because when you don't bet on yourself, I think you lose out more. So as we come to a new journey, you know, as we come to a new year, well, we're in the new year, but you know, this is a perfect time to just say, F it. F it. I'm going to do what I want to do. Now, be smart in your decisions. Be smart. Be smart. Don't have a plan is what I'm saying. Bet on yourself with a plan. You know, it is great to be sporadic and off the cuff, but if you have kiddos, you have a family, you have to have a plan. Bet on yourself, but have a plan. Okay, so I hope you guys bet on yourself, continue to have faith in yourself and your abilities, and be brave.
Sooner or later, you got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else, you clap for everybody else, you support everybody else, you baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you, because you got it. You got it. You just got to bring that thing that's on the inside out. So when I went to the combine, I already knew what I had. It was just time for me to show the world. And that's what I did.
I'm a hustler. No, I just always been a person that I'ma always gamble big on myself. That's just how I was raised, like gamble big and win even bigger.
Exactly.
You ain't gotta rap to get this paper. You ain't gotta do music. It's like, you know, you ain't gotta do nothing, have adrenaline and fucking ambition. You can go up through there, care what it is, what your product is, whatever you want, like, just be ambitious about that shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, and fuck what everybody think, fuck how everybody feel.